Show and Vern, and a Kansas City native. He knows it all, from the Royals to the Chiefs, and tonight even a little soccer. It's going to be Ron Hughley, Ron the Show Hughley, in studio with us. Ron, thanks so much. Now, your name's ahead of the show, or ahead of Vern. Does that mean you're the star?
Well, of course. I mean, my name is first. He knows what it's about. He knew when we got together that this was Show and Vern. So he knows what it's about. Yes, of course. And that's what makes our show great, is he knows his role and I know my role.
Okay, who's the better athlete?
Well, Neil, I'm recently in transition on my body. I've recently started to try to make some changes at 35. You know, I got kids. So, yeah, he's the better athlete, okay?
Right.
He could beat me in the 40 and things of that nature, but I'm still the star.
All right, we just heard that ranking there. What do you think about the Chiefs? Do they deserve having the ranking as the best fan base in Kansas City?
That makes more sense. The other one was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the Chargers. Those are the ones. The Chargers was the team that I couldn't handle. Are you kidding me? They're a $20,000 stadium. How could ticket sales be a part of that? That list, I know you scoffed a little bit at Seattle, but that list seemed to make more sense. I'd say Pittsburgh would probably be up there, but those are passionate fans. There's not a lot of other things to do in places like Cleveland and Kansas City as it is in like L.A. or New York. This, in places in the Midwest like that, the Chiefs and their football teams are everything. And here in Kansas City, we are out there in the cold. We love our red. We have signature things, the tailgating. It is very, very obvious they wouldn't be 31st. That was absolutely just stupid, Neil, to be honest with you. And this is more accurate.
All right, let's talk about the Women's World Cup. Are you excited about it? Are you a guy that, are you talking World Cup on the radio very much?
Yes, we are. We are now. This was amazing. I was in the car going to pick up my son from summer school daycare and losing it in the parking lot. When Alyssa Nair, who I just found her name out today, Neil, Alyssa Nair made that save, I lost it in the car. So I was a little nervous when Megan Rapinoe wasn't in the lineup and wondered what that was about, but that second half, just even in the car, I haven't even watched it, that second half was an emotional roller coaster, up and down from when you thought that England tied it because that white young lady, that Ellen White, she felt like Tom Brady coming down the end of this. Anytime the ball was close to her, she made you nervous, thought it was tied, and then they took it back on the offsides, and then the save. It was one of the better sporting events that you can watch with country, with emotions like that.
All right, you follow the NBA very closely. Every website I go to around the country for local newspapers, everybody, the Dallas Mavericks, every franchise think that they got a chance to get Kawhi Leonard. Where does he end up? And what do you think about this whole idea with KD, you know, putting together a super team in Brooklyn?
With Kawhi, I think he's going to go to the Lakers, but I am a huge...
Yes.
Well, see, Neil, I'm a huge LeBron fan, and I don't want it. I don't want him to go to the Lakers because I feel like this hurts his legacy. Like, he's chasing Jordan, and whether or not you think it's not a possibility for him to catch him, I'm just saying, if LeBron ends up leading the league in scoring and passing Jabbar and going to like 12, 13 finals, and he wins 5, there's still a conversation. The way that this will be looked at if he gets Kawhi on his team with him and Davis will be much like fake championships that some people look at Durant or like. And I don't think it helps his legacy. As much as I want LeBron to win more championships, this just seems like it doesn't do him any favors in terms of the Jordan conversation.
The Lakers need to be good for the NBA, and in my opinion, for them to get there, they got to have some people around LeBron James. I am so tired of not being able to watch them. I started rooting for them when I was really little. I didn't even know where LA was, and so I hope that they get their act together.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'd rather than put pieces around LeBron and Davis rather than just doing this unfair feeling. And his championships aren't going to be the same.
All right. Hey, I got to ask you, you're in radio. Kevin Keachman on the other side of the town, a guy your station was battling against. What do you think is going to happen with him? Could he end up on 610 Sports?
Hell no. I don't know what's happening with him. Surprised of the outcome. I think he was completely out of line. I think his apology tour, even on here, I watched it, was even worse. And I think everything he did, he got, I guess, what he deserved. But no, the leadership that I know, I don't think that we would see him there. You never say never, but from the leadership I know, I don't think we'd see him there.
Ron, obviously you work at it every day. You're on for hours at a time. Is this another example of how tough it can be to do sports talk radio, unscripted, and sometimes you say things that are off the top of your head that can get you in trouble?
Yeah, my wife tells me all the time, you need to watch yourself and think about the things that you're saying, because sometimes you start to shoot from the hip. And Lord knows I can, but you got to be smart and understand that some of the things that, in this case of what he talked about, have to be off limits. You have to be cognizant and know what are in people's backgrounds and understanding what you're saying. And that right there is, you just can't mess with people's families, and you can't mess with especially situations that involve potential really, really painful things for a family. You cannot go there. There's no reason for that.
All right, Ron, what time are you going to be on tomorrow?
All right, every day, 10 to 2, Show and Vern, 10 to 2, 610 Sports Radio, and you can check the podcast page also.
So Vern and Show doesn't work. It has to be Show and Vern.
Listen, everybody has to understand their roles, Neil, and Vern understands his. I mean, he brings a lot to the table, but I'm the star.
Hey, thank you so much for coming.